Hi homeschool moms, and welcome back to another Look in the Book, where I give you guys a look inside some different homeschool curriculum. Today we're looking at Memoria Press's literature guides, and this is one that several of you have requested, so I wanted to make sure that I got it out there to you. I have to look at The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Heidi, and Lassie Come Home. Now, I only have the student study guide for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I have the teacher's guide for the rest of them. I think what you're going to see quite quickly, though, is that the student guide and the teacher's manual or the teacher's guide are almost identical, and each different literature guide for the different books are set up pretty much the same as well. So let's go ahead and look inside The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe first. So here's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and obviously this is a literature study guide that goes along with the classic The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So you are going to want to have a copy of this book for your student to read. You can purchase those from Memoria Press, or you can get them anywhere else that you would like. When you look inside, you'll see that the study guide just goes along with each of the chapters in the novel. It has an introduction here, and then there's a lesson for each chapter that your child's going to read. Also has maps, and this one has Planet Narnia. Let me see if I can hold that a little bit closer so you can see what I'm trying to show you. There you go. So let's go ahead and flip over here. Here's the introduction, just gives you a little bit of information about the life of C.S. Lewis, which is some great background information before your student reads the novel, and then there are comprehension questions to go along with that introduction. Here is the first lesson for one of the chapters in the book, and I'll show you a couple other lessons as well, but you'll see they're all pretty much the same. So we have some reading notes. These are usually words that might be new to your child, and they've defined them here. There's also a vocabulary section, a comprehension question section. There's usually a quotation or two or three from the story. There's discussion questions, and then there's some enrichment activities. So I'll go ahead and flip back here and show you. As you can see, same thing, reading notes, vocabulary, comprehension questions. This one did not have any quotations, but it did have the discussion questions and the enrichment. All right, and then just wanted to show you in the back real quickly. Then there are maps, and your student, for some of the enrichment activities, they'll be mapping, doing some map work as well. So let's look at the teacher's guide so you can kind of see what's similar and different. We're going to look here at the table of contents, and as you can see, it's set up very similar. Here, this right here looks just like what the student's guide did, and then you're also going to have the discussion questions key and the quizzes and final test. So there are tests that you can print out for as many students as you want. It says here for classroom use, which would also count for homeschool use as well, and you know, with the answers and stuff. So let's go ahead and look at the first lesson here. I think this is it. And doesn't it look exactly like the students did? But it has the answers filled in. Now, the only thing it doesn't have answers for right here are the discussion questions, and that's obviously because you just couldn't fit in all the information right there for the discussion questions. So those are in the back here. Let me show you. So there's the discussion question answer key, and then there's also quizzes and final tests back here as well in the teacher's guide. So let me go ahead and show you real quick, just a quick peek inside Heidi and Lassie Come Home, but like I said, set up almost exactly the same. So here is the Heidi teacher guide. Let's go ahead and open it up. I forgot to point out that there are teaching guidelines, so just some instructions to kind of help you as the teacher. Here is the table of contents. So one of the neat things here in the Heidi book is that there are poetry links. There's a couple poetry links, so I will turn over and show you those in a minute. They've incorporated those into the, just the normal reading of the book. And of course, there's the discussion questions key and the quizzes and final tests. So let me see, there's a poetry link on page 34. Let's turn there and check out what that is all about. So as you can see, they have a poem here that your student is going to read, and then they have some questions for your student to answer. And obviously this is the teacher guide, so it has the answers in there. It also has a place for your student to rewrite the poem. So I thought that was a kind of fun extra that was included in the Heidi book. All right, one more, you guys. We'll look at Lassie Comes Home. Here is Lassie Come Home. We'll go ahead and open up to the table of contents. You can see there's 22 chapters in the Lassie book, and so your student will have 22 lessons in here. This has a lot more in the appendix. So there's a biographical sketch for Eric Knight. There's information about the Industrial Revolution. So a lot of extra stuff here in the appendix that you didn't necessarily have in the other books. That is a quick look inside the Memoria Press literature guides. If you'd like to find out more about them, I will leave a link down to their website where you can check them out. We've really enjoyed using these. I've used them throughout my 14 years of homeschooling. We don't use them every year, but they're always fun to just add in every few years, and gives my kids some great classics to read, but also helps them to kind of think critically and do some literary analysis as well. I hope this was helpful. Make sure to leave any comments if you have any questions, and I will see you guys again really soon in another video. Bye-bye.